is Joanna from Tarot with Joanna, here to do another reading. Hello, hello, hello. So Leo, in today's reading, I am going to give you two of the Denise Lynn Oracle cards, going to do your reading and then clarify it. So let us get started. All right, Leo, take what resonates with you. Just wanted to let you guys know that if you want needing a personal reading, please email me or message me, in the comments, or I also have a Facebook group page. So if you'd like to join, you're welcome to. All right, so let's do this. Leo, let's see what's going on. Take what resonates with you, Leo, and leave the rest. This is going to be for Leo spirit. All right, Leo. Oh, nice. Very nice. Here we go. So it says, get the big picture, view from above. Maybe you need to start thinking bigger. Maybe you need to start doing the things that you want to. I feel like you need to look at things differently also. Nice. You also have joy and delight. Open your heart to joy. Yes, be happy. Live in the moment, savor the moment, be happy. Open your heart to just being happy and content, and living life, nothing else. I know it's a scary world out there, but if you learn to not see the news, anything negative, you won't be going through so much. It lessens all that negativity away from you. All right, so let's see what's going on. Leo, take what resonates with you and leave the rest. This is going to be for Leo. Let me just shuffle one more time, you guys. Okay. One for the current. This is for Leo. One for the situation. One for the past or now. One for what's hidden. Put this here. One for the hopes and the fears. One for what you need to do now. What you need to work on. And the outcome. Wow. And for the end of the reading, you do have the Ace of Cups, which is very nice. Really open your heart to compassion, to forgiveness. I feel like there's new things coming in for you also, which is very nice. Love it. Love it. All right, so let's get started on your reading, see what's going on. I do feel like you're on a new cycle right now. All right, so we begin with the World card also. We begin with the World card. The World card is talking about really going on to the next level, new experiences, stuff like that, which is very nice. You want everything right now. You're looking at everything and you want the world, you want the money, you want the success. I feel like there's a lot of things that you're achieving for yourself, and I also feel like this new cycle is going to bring you new possibilities, because you do have the World card, the Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Cups here. So there are new things coming in and you're definitely moving forward. You do have the Ace of Swords here, which is in the situation. The Ace of Swords is talking about really seeing the truth, really being focused, really trusting what maybe there's something here that you need to trust. Maybe you need to trust yourself more. Maybe you need to see the truth in things, or maybe you need to speak about a truth. But we'll see. We'll see what the cards say. You also have the Judgment card here. The Judgment is talking about new beginnings. You've awakened from so much. You've changed yourself. You're doing things differently. You're not the same person that you used to be, 2 years from now or 4 or 5 months from now. You're just different, doing things differently. I feel like this is, when we go through this judgment, we're doing things differently this time around. You're not, it's like I said, you're not doing the same thing anymore. You're doing things better now than before. Wow. It's like you're awakened. And then you have the Three of Wands here, which is very nice. The Three of Wands is talking about moving forward. This is something that's hidden that you're not seeing. They're asking you they're saying that you're ready to move forward. You could also be making plans about something, but you're being quiet about it. And I also feel like you're waiting. You could be receiving something, waiting on something also. Yeah, the Knight of Cups here. The Knight of Cups is talking about the Knight of Cups is talking about you know, really following your heart and what you want to do. You know, maybe you're want to, you know, create something or do something. You know, they're asking you to be persistent and to follow your heart, to trust your intuition also. I feel like there's messages coming in for you also here. Wow. And I feel like this is like your fear, your biggest fear is to create something and trying to leave something behind. Because I feel like, you know, you're so stabilized right now, you know, that you have that solid foundation right now, that you're afraid to open up to try to do this dream that you have. Because it's like you want the money, but and you know that if you leave something behind, the you know, you're going to have to start all over. Wow. Okay, that was a message from somebody here. Interesting. That just came out of my mouth, you guys. You do have the Six of Cups for what you need to do now. And the Six of Cups is talking about, you know, you're going through this healing. You're being very nostalgic, thinking about childhood memories or even the deceased, you know, people that have passed or people that were once in your life that are now gone. And I'm not talking about just death, you know, I'm talking about like they just not in your life anymore. I feel also too that somebody could be coming back and apologizing to you about something. So we'll see. And then you have the Page of Cups here because that was the Six of Cups. The Page of Cups is talking about start trusting how you're what you're feeling. Like really trust the way you feel about things. You know your decisions. I feel like there's opportunities around you. I also feel like you need to have compassion and forgiveness here. You know, and they're asking you to really really also look at the intuitive messages that you're receiving because I feel like, you know, when we sleep, I feel like there's some kind of intuitive messages that they're trying to tell you to really pay attention to your dreams. Interesting. Then you have the Two of Pentacles here, you guys. The Two of Pentacles is talking about, you know, you're trying to juggle everything, trying to do everything for everyone, for everything, you know, for yourself, for your work, for your job, the people's around you, you know, families, whatever it is, you know, you're really trying to juggle everything. Or maybe you're just trying to adapt to some kind of change that came in for you. I also feel like there could be some kind of decision here. Wow. And like I said, with the Ace of Cups here, the Ace of Cups is talking about that, you know, have that forgiveness, you know, because this is at the end of the tarot deck. You know, things are going to balance out for you, definitely. But I feel like there could be a new person coming in. And I feel like you could be also be doing right now, doing something that makes you happy. Wow. Very nice. Thank you, Spirit. All right. So let's do this. Take what resonates with you, Leo, and leave the rest. This is for Leo. Leo, Leo, Leo. World. Why is the world here? For Leo. Oh, excuse me. More card. Wow. Okay. So like I said, you know, you have the World card here. The World card is talking about this new beginning, you know, new experiences coming in, definitely, which is really nice. You know, you've achieved a lot in your life, like I said. You know, they want you to have patience for everything. There, you are definitely on the right path also. If you didn't think so, you are. And I also feel like you need to really have patience for everything. I feel like, you know, you're trying to figure out your next step. You know, you're reviewing everything with the Seven of Pentacles here. You know, you're wanting so much, but, you know, you're really looking at everything that's going on in your life or has been going on in your life. I feel like you're trying to reach that material success, and I feel like you're trying to figure out what your next step is. Really have patience, okay? Really, really try to look at everything, you know, clearly, you know, before you start making any decisions, because I feel like you just need to be calm and patient and just like really just see things, you know, and be careful on how you're spending your money. You have the Ace of Swords here. Why is the Ace of Swords here? One more card. Wow. So you're making a lot of decisions with your finances. I feel like you definitely are, because you not only have the Two of Swords, you have the Ace of Swords here. So definitely a lot of things that you're looking at. So Okay, so let's start with the Ace of Swords here. So with the Ace of Swords, like I said, this is a new beginning, new opportunities are here. Truth is here. You know, clear thinking, maybe you need to put things into action. Maybe you need to put your ideas into action is what they're saying. Or trusting what you know, like everything that you're doing, trust it. I feel like you're trying to reach that material success with the Ten of Pentacles. You really want this, you really want this abundance to come in, because, but you're also making a lot of choices. And I think that's where this Knight of Cups is like, you switching your career or switching to what you want, because I feel like you have ideas to put out there to do what you want, to create what you want, to do something that it's something that you really want, but you're afraid to let go of the old, like you're gonna you're gonna find it hard to let go of what you had because you know that you're gonna have to start all over. I feel like you are definitely making a decision very soon, but they're asking you to really take that blindfold off, okay? Because right now you're at a crossroads. You're looking at everything. You're reviewing everything because you're going through this judgment because you're not the same person anymore. You want different things. You're trying to figure things out. But there is a choice that you're going to have to make very soon, okay? And that's why they're asking you also to trust your decisions and what you're doing, because you do have this Ten of Pentacles, which is that material success. You want it. You want this. This is something that you really, really want. You want that security, that that comfort, that to establish yourself with the material success. Wow. You do have the Judgment card here, and like I said, you're not the same person anymore. You're definitely different. Looking at things. You're doing things differently now because you know that things have changed, Leo. I do believe that is now. You have the Three of Wands here. And why is the Three of Wands here for Leo? Wow. So definitely there is a decision here that you're definitely contemplating. You do have the Two of Pentacles. You had the Two of Swords here. So that's why I'm saying that there is a decision that you're really contemplating about, and you have it down here also. But with the Queen of Swords, really start speaking your mind or what's on your mind. Don't be afraid to say what you want to say. I feel like you hold back a lot at times. Also with the Three of Wands that is here, I feel like you're making plans, but I feel like you're keeping it to yourself and not saying anything. I feel like you're waiting on something, like maybe you're waiting for your ships to come in, or you're wanting to receive something, or you're waiting on something. This is, I feel like that's with the Three of Wands here. Wow. But I feel like you really need to start taking it easy, because really speak your mind, okay? Express yourself clearly, really start standing up for yourself, speaking your truth about things, because that's what they want you to do. With the Two of Pentacles here, I do feel like you are making that decision, but I feel like you're trying to do everything, right now, and you want things differently. But in order for things to change, you're going to have to start speaking up. I feel like there's a truth here that you need to see, that you need to speak about, because you hold it in a lot. It's like, don't be afraid to speak what's on your mind, because you are the Queen of Swords here. I also feel like you're trying to adapt to a lot of things that have happened in your life, because you yourself are changing, and I feel like you're trying to do everything, but you're also trying to adapt to everything also. You have the Knight of Cups down here for the hopes and fears from a card. Wow. So wow. Okay. So you do have the Knight of Cups. Like I said here, the Knight of Cups is talking about, you start off with the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is talking about, maybe you need to follow your heart on something that you want. Maybe you need to start trusting your intuition or the choices that you make. I feel like you really want something, but you're finding it difficult to move forward towards it. I feel like if it's a dream, like something you want to create or do, I feel like, you're finding it very hard to move towards it because of everything that I had said before previously about all this change that's coming in. And I feel like you still have that anger within you. And you need to try to let that, all that go, because, you know, maybe you're angry because, you can't do what you want to do. And it's very hard not to do it. Like, oh, I wish I could do this, or I wish I could do that. But it's like almost as if, what's stopping you is the abundance, lacking, and they're asking you to really let that go, because, ask yourself, or am I going to truly be happy where I'm at? Because you do have the 10 of Cups here also. When the 10 of Cups shows up, that tells me that there is happiness. You're moving towards happiness. There is, you want that happiness, and you really got to look at things differently now. And I think you are, because you're reviewing everything. And you just want to be happy also. You have the 6 of Cups here. And why is the 6 of Cups here for what you need to do now? Hold my card. You need to start moving forward from a lot, letting go of the past, stop thinking about all these old memories, try to really, I know you're going through healing, but you really need to try to let that go. Okay. Try to live in the moment and instead of the past, because it's not going to do you any good living in the past. Okay. So I also feel like, somebody could be coming back, giving you an apology. But I feel like you're going to move forward from it, like whatever it is. I feel like, we all have free will, whether to accept it or not. But I feel like it's not even going to phase you. And I feel like that's just for a few, not for everybody. I feel like with the 4 of Swords here, I do feel like you need to rest, take it easy and start resting. I feel like things have changed for you, and, you need to catch up on your rest. You've been on the go, go, go. You're struggling to do everything, because you do have the 2 of Pentacles here twice. And it is difficult. It is hard, with the 4 of Swords here, they're asking you to rest because it's time. Everything that you're doing, it's time. You've already made all the right decisions, but it's time for you to catch up on your sleep. Because you have the Chariot card also. And the Chariot card says that you're definitely moving forward from a lot of things that are going on in your life, a lot of obstacles. So just enjoy it, okay? Enjoy everything that's coming in. Enjoy what's going on in your life, and not be in your mind or trying to do everything for everybody. You have the Page of Cups here. And why is the Page of Cups here? One more card. Wow. You do have the High Priestess. So you start off with the Ace of Cups here. And the Ace of Cups is talking about that, you really need to, there's messages, a lot of messages that are going to come in. So be aware of all that. With the Page of Cups, I do feel like you need to have that compassion and forgiveness in whatever it is that you've been going through. Whether you've been arguing, or something's been on your side, or somebody's been on your mind, really have that compassion and forgiveness. You don't have to do it in front of their faces, but really have that within you, okay? Because it just helps you to move forward. You can't be angry all the time. I feel like there is going to be new opportunities for you also. Be persistent with what you want to create and do, okay? They want you to do that. They're trying to ask you to move forward from a lot of things. And you have the 7 of Wands here. The 7 of Wands is talking about, believing in yourself, letting other people help you with things, that you don't have to do it all by yourself. You can let other people help you. It's okay to let other people help you. They want you to have patience for everything. And I feel like there's new opportunities coming towards you also. Wow, yeah, that just came out of me. Wow. And then you have the High Priestess here. The High Priestess is saying that, that you have that inner power, that inner knowing. You know how to do things. You know how to create things, and you also feel a lot of things here. You have that inner power. Really trust yourself in everything that you're doing. Okay. And they're asking you also to go within and reflect, because there is messages trying to come through, especially intuitive messages. Like when you dream, try to remember your dreams. Is there something there that you need to know? You have the 2 of Pentacles here. And why is the 2 of Pentacles here? Wow, you have the Ace of Cups again. That's crazy. So you're really trying to juggle everything, okay? They're asking you to, you're going to be making a decision very soon. I feel like there's traveling here also for you, Leo. So be very aware of that. Be careful. And I feel like you need to really take it easy With the Ace of Cups here, I feel like there's going to be, you're going to be feeling happy again. New experiences coming through. There's also a new person coming in for you, some of you guys. So it's really nice. I feel also too with the Queen of Wands here that at the outcome, they're asking you not to care so much about what anybody thinks, you know. Really don't let anybody steal your light or steal your shine, you know, like it doesn't matter what anybody thinks, you know, stay in the light, you know, be the light for others because you are the light, you know, and they're asking you to just keep going and not pay attention to any of that stuff that's going on. But they're asking you to, you know, pursue your passions or maybe learn as you go, you know, to what you want to do, what you want to create, you know, be persistent about it and don't let nobody take that away from you. Wow. Very nice. Like that. All right, Leo. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you next time. God bless.